trainer for Azure DevOps. Okay, so I have 19 years of experience. So I started my career as the Oracle DBA. Okay, so in the month of June 2003. So for the past 7 years, I have been working on DevOps, Azure DevOps, and two clouds, AWS and Azure clouds. This is my brief introduction part. Okay, so when we discuss about this course particulars, so this is actually 2 months duration. So as a part of Azure DevOps, we are providing Docker and Kubernetes at free of cost. Okay, so Docker and Kubernetes, that is 3 weeks, and Azure DevOps 5 weeks, 3 plus 5, 5 weeks at all around. Okay, all about 8 weeks. So it is a 2 months program. So our session timings would be 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Okay, Monday to Friday. Okay, 11 a.m. to Monday to Friday. So when coming to prerequisite for this course, so frankly speaking, to be very honest, so no coding is required for this. No coding is required. Okay, and it is better to have Windows basic knowledge, Windows operating system basic knowledge, Windows 7 or 8 or 10. Okay, whatever it may be, Windows basics is enough. Okay, so this is something about prerequisite for this course. Okay, so this is purely application DevOps. So what is the difference between application DevOps and infra DevOps that we are going to discuss later? Okay, Azure DevOps is all about application DevOps. Application DevOps only. Okay, now you think of any software. Okay, so it can be a web application, okay, a banking application, e-commerce application, okay, whatever it may be. Okay, so whenever a new project comes to a organization, what happens means, first of all, developers will come into picture. Developers will come into picture. Okay, so first of all, developer writes the code. Developer writes the code. Okay, so because developer job is evergreen job, so developer will write the code first. So before developer writing the code, many other phases also there, like requirement gathering, okay, project estimation phase, many other phases are there. Okay, I don't want to discuss all those phases. Okay, as we are technical persons. Okay, so first developer writes the code. So this is the first phase that is going to be occurred in the software industry whenever a new project comes. Okay. Now, once the developer writes the code, so code can be in any language. Okay, so it can be in .NET language, Java, Python, Node.js, whatever it may be. Okay, so let us discuss in a diagrammatical fashion. So you assume that this is my developer machine. Developer machine. So once developer finishes the code, so he is going to submit code into some area called as version control system. Okay, this is the area, or we can also known as version control system. So what are the famous version control systems? Okay, so here Azure repos, okay, Git. Here these are the popular version control systems. So whenever code is completed by the developer, it is going to be submitted, okay, in the area called version control system. So in the version control system, actually the code is available in raw form. Okay, raw format means the code cannot be used directly. Okay, code cannot be used directly. Okay, completely raw code is available. So language is no matter, the skill can be any. Okay, so it can be Java language, it can be Java .NET code, whatever it may be. Okay, so directly the code cannot be used. So code must be built. So in the next phase, what happens? Okay, so once the code is available in a version control system, okay, so in order to build the code, in order to transfer the code to some executable format or artifact format, okay, the code is going to be submitted into some area called as build environment. So everyone is hearing my voice, right? Am I audible to everyone? Okay, thank you. So if you face any problem, please intimate me, because one guy is facing problem. Check your side. Okay, so for everyone, am I audible?
Sir, voice is breaking in between.
Voice is breaking
Yes, yes.
for everyone.
Yes,
So
it's
am I
breaking.
audible to everyone?
Yes, sometimes it's breaking. So,
Now is it clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay, okay. So whenever code is ready and whenever a new project comes, first developer starts writing the code. Okay. So no matter whatever language it may be, so it can be Java language, .NET, Python, Node.js, Ruby. Okay. Whatever application, whatever language it may be. Okay. So the common thing that is going to be occurred is first developer writes the code. So whenever developer submits the code, so whenever the developer completes writing the code, he is going to submit code into version control system. So version control system, or another name for version control system, is something like code repository. Okay, and source code management. These are the similar names that are given for version control system. So here, what are the popular version control systems? Okay, Azure Repos, Git, many other version control systems are there. Okay, out of all which, as a part of Azure DevOps, we are going to use Azure Repos. Okay, of course, we are going to discuss some things on Git also. Okay, but our major focus is on Azure Repos. Okay, now can you please mute, because the recording quality is degraded. So if you can please mute. Someone has making nice, please. I think Manikanta, please mute. Okay. Now, in version control system, actually the code is available in raw form. So this raw code cannot be used directly. Okay. So in order to use this code, so this code must be converted into some executable format. Executable format. For that, the code is promoted to the next level, that is called as build environment. So in the build environment, generally we are going to use some building code build tools like MS Build, okay, MS Build and Maven, okay, and NPM. These are the popular build tools. So the outcome of these build tools will be something like, okay, artifacts. So artifacts are nothing but executables. Artifacts are nothing but executables. Artifacts are nothing but executables. Okay, so generally the artifacts will be something like WAR files or jar files. WAR files, jar files, DLL files, zip files. These are the outcomes of a build environment. Now, once the artifact is ready, okay, so it cannot be used directly. Okay, so it must be tested. Okay, to test this artifact again, this artifact must be deployed into some environment, some area that is called as a QA, quality assurance. Can you please? Okay, so this is the area where exactly testers will come into picture. They will conduct load balancing testing, okay, performance testing, okay, smoke test. Just imagine that each circle is nothing but one testing server. Okay, here this is my QA environment. Environment is nothing but it's a collection of servers. So environment can have one single server or multiple servers. Okay, so each circle is a server. So each circle is responsible for conducting various extensive testings like okay, performance test, load balancing testing, okay, and smoke test, regression test. Many things, many testings are performed. Many testings are performed here. Okay, now once the testing is over, the feedback will be generated. So the feedback will be sent to developers as well as next set of users. So once the testing is over in the QA environment, okay, finally again that must be tested in UAT. Okay, UAT means this is also called as pre-production. Okay, so UAT, this is also called as something like pre-prod, or we can also say UAT, okay, or staging. These are the various names that are given to your staging, staging area. Okay, here once again, okay, so many people will gather like stakeholders, customers, okay, many persons will come into picture. They will conduct many tests. So they are going to test whether the code is meeting all the requirements or not. So finally the code will be deployed into production environment. So finally the code will be deployed. So once everything is over in staging environment, finally the code will be deployed into production environment. Okay, now this is a story that is going to be happen before DevOps days. Okay, just a minute. This is prod or live environment. So yeah, these are the steps involved. So as a part of code deployment and release process, and many things are going to be occurred. And what is our responsibility as a DevOps engineer? Okay, so let us discuss. So few responsibilities are as a DevOps engineer. Responsibilities. So we as DevOps engineers to release a software as early as possible. This is the primary goal of a DevOps engineer. How this can be achieved? Now, so if you can look at this diagram, once upon a time, this was completely manual. So upon arrival of DevOps tools like our Azure DevOps, okay, so this process can be automated. Now, as a part of automation, so we are going to develop two types of pipelines. One is CI pipeline, other one is CD pipeline. So CI stands for continuous integration. Okay, we will discuss what is continuous integration and what is continuous deployment. So the other one is continuous deployment. Here, what is continuous integration and what is continuous deployment? Now let us see. So here, this circle is my developer machine. This circle is my developer machine, and whenever developer finishes the code, he is going to submit code into version control system, and from there, okay, so artifact is created. From there, artifact is created. Now here, the process of continuously submitting and creating artifact, this process is called as continuous integration. That means from developer writing the code till artifact generation, this process is called as continuous integration. This process is called as continuous integration. Now, that means from developer writing the code till artifact generation, so this process is called as continuous integration. Then what is meant by continuous deployment? So whenever artifact is created, immediately my artifact will be submitted. Artifact will go to QA environment. From there it will go to pre-prod. From there it will go to production environment. So automation of all these steps means up to starting from developer writing the code till the product is submitted to live environment. This is called as continuous deployment. So in the continuous deployment, what is included here? Okay, first box is included, second box, third box, fourth box, and fifth box. So what are these boxes? Okay, so whenever code is submitted to version control system, automatically my code is built. From there, code is tested. From there, code will be promoted to pre-prod. From there, it will go to live environment. So this process is called as continuous deployment. Now, actually, before continuous deployment, okay, approvals are taken. Okay, approvals from higher officials will be taken. There is a different issue. Just I'm explaining the steps. So this process is called as continuous deployment. Okay, now. So once upon a time, as this was completely manual, it was taking months together time to release the software. So upon arrival of DevOps tools like continuous okay, so as arrival of continuous deployment, okay, sorry, as arrival of Azure DevOps, so we can automate completely this process. So when you are able to automate this process, the things will be very faster, right? So as things are very faster, okay, so the time to release the software becomes very easy. The time to release software becomes very easy. And this is the first responsibility of a DevOps engineer. So what is the second responsibility? To provide infrastructure. Infrastructure means generally every team requires some infrastructure, right? They require servers, okay, load balancers, networking, storage, many things are required. Okay, so as a part of day-to-day life, okay, our responsibility is to provide infrastructure also. Okay, so infrastructure can be anything like, okay, why infrastructure? Actually to create environment. Now in this case my code is ready, but where exactly you are going to deploy the code, where exactly you are going to test the code, where exactly you run the code. So for all these we need to have infrastructure, right? Okay, so to provide infrastructure so we use some infrastructure provisioning tools. Okay, that is a different story. Okay, but our major focus in Azure DevOps is, okay, to prepare two types of pipelines over here. So what are the two types of pipelines here? One is build pipeline, which is equivalent to CI, continuous integration, and another pipeline that we have to create is release pipeline. This is nothing but CD, continuous deployment. Now this is about generic DevOps. Now here, what is Azure DevOps? Why Azure DevOps become that much popular? Let us discuss. So this is a generic DevOps flow. Okay, so starting from developer writing the code till the production environment, this is generally generic flow. This is generic flow. Now, why Azure DevOps became that much popular? Why Azure DevOps become that much popular? Why Azure DevOps? First one is, so it is cloud native. Cloud native means we are not going to manage any application here. Okay, completely the CI/CD pipelines are managed by CSPs, cloud service providers. We don't manage anything. Okay, everything, every software and every hardware, that is going to be managed by cloud people only. We are not going to manage. That is the one reason why Azure DevOps become that much popular. Okay, and the second one is rapid growth. Rapid growth. So rapid growth means, I think everyone might be knowing, Microsoft products are very popular and they are very user friendly also, easy to use. Okay, because of that reason, okay, so we can observe that rapid growth. And when coming to other one, okay, Azure DevOps supports many languages. Once upon a time, that means when there was no Azure DevOps, actually, so actually Azure DevOps was introduced in the year of 2018. Azure DevOps was introduced in the year of 2018. 2018. Okay. Before Azure DevOps, so the oldest version of earlier version of Azure DevOps is VSTS. Okay. So that was supporting only .NET languages. That was supporting only .NET languages. And upon introduction of Azure DevOps in the year of 2018, okay, so it supports many languages like .NET, Java, Ruby, Python, okay, many languages it is going to support. Okay, so VSTS is actually it is the old version of Azure DevOps. And when you think of Azure DevOps, now it is available in two forms. So why? What are the two forms? One is the on-premise version. Azure DevOps versions. One is on-premise version and other one is cloud version. Two versions are there. Here, what is the difference between on-premise version and cloud version? The difference between on-premise version and cloud version is, so in case of on-premise version, you have to manage everything. You have to install Azure DevOps software, you have to manage hardware, you have to maintain versions, you have to pay for them. But in case of cloud version, it is available as a platform as a service. So you need not to maintain, okay, anything, okay, everything, softwares and hardwares, upgradations, everything is managed by cloud service providers only. But some companies insurance and healthcare organizations, they don't want to keep their code and data in the cloud. Because of that reason, they are going to have on-premise version of, okay, Azure DevOps. On-premise version of Azure DevOps. Okay. Now, what are the benefits of cloud versions here? The benefits of cloud versions, cloud version of Azure DevOps is, you need not to manage anything. Okay, everything is plug and play, and many languages are supported. Okay, so there is no, just you have to pay for your usage. It's just like electricity bill. How much you are using, that much you have to pay. How much you are using, that much you have to pay. This is exactly, okay, your electricity bill. No need to pay any extra amount. Okay, and when coming to Azure DevOps building blocks, so for this we are going to open a PPT. Just let us. I have collected these present PowerPoint slides from official website of Microsoft. Just a minute. Okay, yeah, this already we have discussed that code is submitted to Git, okay, and that has to be promoted to next level, next level, next level. So finally, the code is deployed to live environment. Now, just a minute. Okay, so Azure DevOps is a combination. Okay, it will have totally 5 components. Okay, so one is Azure boards. So Azure boards is a place where exactly project managers will come into picture. They are going to prepare plan for the project, like budget estimation, manpower estimation. So that kind of things are performed. Okay, in Azure boards. Okay, Azure pipelines. So generally using Azure pipelines, we can create 2 types of pipelines. One is build pipeline, other one is release pipeline. So as we have discussed in the earlier case, okay, build pipeline is nothing but continuous integration. Release pipeline is nothing but continuous deployment. Okay, so 2 types of pipelines can be built, okay, by using Azure pipelines. And the third component of Azure repos is it is a place where exactly we can keep the code. My developer has given the code. So where exactly we are going to keep the code before we are going to prepare Azure pipelines. Okay, so code will be kept into Azure repos. Okay, it is just like Git and other version control systems. And Azure artifacts. So generally, it is a place where exactly we can keep reusable components. Reusable components means in Azure DevOps, we are going to perform something like we are going to create some DLL files and some reusable library files. So that kind of library files we are going to keep in Azure artifacts. And Azure test plans is a place where exactly we can integrate some test operations, test cases with our code. Okay, so not only this, when our code is ready, okay, so can we guarantee can we give guarantee for the code which is exactly running perfectly? No, right? We have to perform code quality also. So for that we are going to use SonarQube. Okay, so SonarQube means it is especially for code quality assurance. So we are going to measure the quality of the code by using SonarQube. Okay, so that kind of SonarQube integration also we are going to do. Okay, we are going to integrate with our code. Now, here this is actual flow. So here this is Visual Studio, where exactly developers will be writing the code. Okay, where exactly developers will be writing the code and they will they will develop the code. So once the code is available in Visual Studio, okay, Visual Studio it is one kind of IDE for .NET application, not only for .NET applications. So in Visual Studio you can develop any kind of applications. So it is a beautiful environment, okay, where exactly code is available. And after that code will be submitted to Azure repos. Okay, from Visual Studio we are going to make a connection and we are going to push the code into Azure repos. Okay, and from there, so we are going to create pipelines. So in the pipelines, okay, so the pipeline can be integrated with Azure test plans. So here extensive testings are performed here. So as I have discussed in the earlier topic, okay, so here it is going to perform many testings. So once the testing is performed, okay, so we are going to use something like Azure Web Apps to deploy the code. To deploy the code, either we require real release virtual machines, or we can also use Azure Web Apps also to deploy the code. And while my application is running, okay, so some monitoring tool must be there. So whether my application is running perfectly or not, okay, and whether it is correctly working. So that kind of monitoring can be done by Azure, okay, application insights. And as we have discussed already, Azure boards is a place where exactly so you can, okay, so plan for a project. And this is about Azure pipelines. Azure pipelines is going to support many languages like .NET, C#, okay, C++, Android, iOS, okay, many applications it can be, okay, supported. Now Azure Pipelines will also be extensible. Extensible means so the capacity of the build is increased automatically. Okay, the capacity can be extended as per the requirement. Okay, containers Kubernetes we are going to discuss later. Now Azure repos. Okay, so my pipelines and Azure repos can also be integrated with GitHub. So GitHub is external GitHub external repository. Okay, where exactly code is available. That means while building the code, I can take the code from Azure repos or from external GitHub repositories also. Here once again, this is something like it is a combination of 5 components: Azure DevOps, Azure boards, Azure repos, Azure pipelines, Azure test plans, Azure artifacts. Now, the thing you have to understand is, so this is completely application DevOps. So we no way concerned with infrastructure provision. We don't provide infrastructure provision. So infrastructure provision is not our responsibility. Our responsibility as a application DevOps is developers will give code to us. Okay. So they are going to give URL to us. Based on that, we are going to create 2 types of pipelines here. Okay. One is Azure build pipelines and release pipelines we are going to configure. Okay. Now, this is my demonstration part. If you have any questions, any doubts, you can ask me now. And when coming to openings, DevOps openings, nowadays, so if you apply a Azure DevOps position for at least 3 to 4 years, so you can expect more than 12 lakh salary, because Azure DevOps is having that much huge demand nowadays. Okay, so rather than learning all DevOps tools, so if you learn this Azure DevOps within 1 or 2 months, okay, so you become perfect. That means you have to practice at least 2 hours in a day. That is mandatory. Apart from this Azure DevOps, we are also providing Docker and Kubernetes this time, because everyone might be knowing what is the importance of Docker and Kubernetes. Okay, so here my pipeline can be integrated with the Docker and Kubernetes. Okay, so as a part of Azure DevOps, we are also providing Docker and Kubernetes this time. Now, this is about my demo session. So if you have any questions and queries, you can ask me now. I will open for your answers.
Hi, sir.
You can unmute
Shri
and you can
here.
ask me.
Hi, sir. Shri here this side. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Can I know what all are the content you are covering in Docker and Kubernetes?
Docker and Kubernetes, if you want to have content, so you can collect from training team. Already I have given my Docker and Kubernetes contents to training team. You can collect them. You can collect with the training team. Okay, Durga sub training team.
Sure, sure. So, if you would give me some content, some intakes, that would be helpful to me.
Okay, you are asking me to provide the content.
Yes, just for 3 or 4 services. That's it.
Which one? Docker and Kubernetes. Which one?
Kubernetes.
In Docker and Kubernetes, majorly we are going to cover container creation, images, Docker files, and pods, replica sets, replication controller, deployments, okay, persistent values.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
And also we are going to cover EKS and EKS. EKS means these are the 2 Kubernetes platforms in 2 clouds. Okay, how we can implement Kubernetes on 2 different clouds also we are going to cover.
Okay. Thank you.
That is EKS, and AKS means that is with respect to Azure. EKS means that is with respect to AWS.
Hi Shiva.
Yes.
Shiva, actually, you told that there we need to do some automations, integration automation, and deployment automation. For
Yes.
that, we need any scripting knowledge, or we can do it with commands from Azure.
No scripting knowledge is required. No, everything is GUI based, graphical user interface only. You need not to write any coding, any script on your own.
So, is it useful, useful for for 10 or 11 years of experience, or do we need to know any other tools or something? As you said, infra developer knowledge also required for this 11 years, 10 years.
Infra knowledge is not required. That is a completely different course. Okay, infra knowledge is that is completely different. Okay, you need not to learn any language, any thing also, because everything is completely okay GUI based. Okay, interfaces are given to you. Using that interface, you can drag and drop. That's all. You have to paste. You have to copy and paste just like that.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, I'm from a different background altogether. I had done B Pharmacy. Is it fine? Can I learn this course?
Your voice is breaking. Is it Jay Surya, right? Who is speaking?
Tulasiram.
Tulasiram. Okay. Go on, Tulasiram.
Yes, sir. Like I have done B Pharmacy. I'm not from a B Tech background. Is it okay to learn this course?
Yeah, definitely. Because initially I told you, right? You need not to have any coding knowledge. Okay. Any complex other also. Just you need to have just Windows basic knowledge. So when you have
Okay.
Windows basic knowledge, it is enough to learn this course. It is not C, C++, Java. Okay. You don't need to write any coding, any scripting like that. Everything is completely drag and drop GUI based only.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Hello?
Thank you,
Shiva,
sir.
Yes.
Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
So first 1 or 2 days we are going to focus on Azure Admin, because for Azure DevOps to learn, it is better. It is best to have knowledge on Azure Admin. So first 2-3 sessions we are going to spend on Azure Admin only. So then only we are going to move to Azure DevOps, because without having the concept of Azure Admin, like how to create virtual machines, how to create app services, without knowing what is public cloud, what is public private cloud, okay, and with what is service model, without having this knowledge directly, I cannot take you to Azure DevOps. So first 2-3 sessions we are going to spend on, okay, fundamentals of Azure. Then only we are going to move to Azure DevOps.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello? సార్
Yes, I
ఇప్పుడు
can hear
మీరు
you.
సార్ అజూర్ అడ్మిన్ కూడా చెప్తారా సార్? ఇందులోనే కవర్ చేస్తారా అజూర్
Azure Admin అంటే Azure Admin దీనిలో రాదు. కాకపోతే ఏంటంటే Azure Admin కి కొంత కాన్సెప్ట్ కావాలి దీనికి. వర్చువల్ మెషిన్స్ క్రియేట్ చేయడము, విండోస్ VMs, తర్వాత యాప్ సర్వీసెస్ క్రియేట్ చేయడం రావాలి. అందుకే నేను ఫస్ట్ 2-3 సెషన్స్ Azure Admin తీసుకుంటాను నేను. అంటే మీకు చాయిస్ అక్కడ, మీకు డాకర్ క్యూబర్నెటిస్ వద్దు అనుకుంటే Azure Admin, చాలా మంది Azure Admin కావాలంటే Azure Admin ప్లాన్ చేయొచ్చు. అందుకే మీకు చాయిస్ ఇచ్చాం మేము అక్కడ.
ఓకే.
డాకర్ క్యూబర్నెటిస్ వద్దు అనుకుంటే, డాకర్ క్యూబర్నెటిస్ అవసరం లేదు అనుకుంటే దాని ప్లేస్ లో Azure Admin చెప్పొచ్చు. అది చాలా మంది అవుతున్నాయి. అది చాలా మందికి Azure Admin కావాలంటే అప్పుడు Azure Admin స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం. అంతేగాని ఒకరిద్దరు దానుకుంటే అది డాకర్ క్యూబర్నెటిస్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం అలా. అది ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే, సో వన్ మోర్ థింగ్, యూ హ్యావ్ టు అటెండ్ డాకర్ క్యూబర్నెటిస్ parallelly. Okay, so Docker and Kubernetes classes will be in morning or evening. Morning means that is 6:45 one batch is there, and 6:30 evening one more batch is there. Either you attend morning 6:45 or evening 6:30. But in this batch we don't cover Docker and Kubernetes. That is because That is any cost. That is we are providing it free of cost, right? Okay. Simultaneously, we have to attend Docker and Kubernetes, and when we start Docker and Kubernetes, we are going to provide the link also. You can attend that.
ఓకే సార్, ఇంకొక
Hello, sir.
డౌట్. హలో సార్, డౌట్
Hello?
ఒకటి. సార్ వినబడుతుందా?
చెప్పండి. వినబడుతుంది.
సార్ ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఒక సజెషన్ ఇవ్వాలనుకుంటే అజూర్ డెవాప్స్, AWS డెవాప్స్, దేనికి వెళ్తే బెస్ట్ సార్?
అంటే మీరు తక్కువ టైంలో జాబ్ రావాలంటే అజూర్ డెవాప్స్ బెటర్.
అచ్చా, ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
ఏంటంటే మీకు ఆ డెవాప్స్ లో ఏంటంటే టూల్స్ చాలా ఉంటాయి. ఒక 10 టూల్స్ ఉంటాయి. దానికి ఒక 4-5 months పడుతుంది.
ఓకే ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే అజూర్
ఇందులో
డెవాప్స్
Ansible కవర్
చాలా Ansible కవర్ కాదు. దీనిలో Ansible అనేది దానిలో కవర్ అవుతుంది. దీనిలో జనరిక్ డెవాప్స్ కవర్ అవుతుంది. Ansible రాదు. దీనిలో డాకర్ క్యూబర్నెటిస్ వస్తుంది.
ఓకే, అందులో కూడా అంటే అడుగుతున్నా.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
హలో.
Yeah, Shiva, Sal is this side. Actually, I have one question. So what will be the number of hours actually to complete this course? I mean, we're gonna take.
It is 2 months. It is 2 months duration.
Okay. So it will be in detail and
It's 2
in
months
depth,
duration.
right? Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Hello, sir.
Docker Kubernetes
Sir,
4 weeks.
what?
This is 4 to 5 weeks. Totally 8 to 9 weeks.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Sure. Thanks.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Sir, what is the difference
Yeah,
between
go on.
Azure
Carry
DevOps?
on.
What is the difference between Azure DevOps and AWS DevOps?
Azure DevOps means completely we are going to focus on application DevOps. Application is given to you. Okay. So from the application, so you have to automate everything. Okay. Starting from developer writing the code till production environment, you are going to develop. You are going to automate everything. But in case of generic DevOps, in case of generic DevOps, you have to bear two responsibilities. You have to provide infrastructure and you have to automate application DevOps also. There you have to provide infrastructure also. Okay, that is infra DevOps. This is application DevOps. Here just it is very lightweight job. Just you need to automate the application pipeline only. You need not provide any infrastructure. Did you get my point?
Okay, sir, I got it.
Yeah, still any questions?
Sir, what is the core fees of Azure DevOps?
Hello.
Sir, what is the core
What is-
fees?
Regarding course fees, you can contact Durga Soft training team. They will explain everything. Because for one course fees, we are providing 2 courses. It is beautiful offer actually. Okay, actually it is a combination of 2 courses. We are not charging for 2 courses. Just we are charging for only 1 course. Docker Kubernetes and Azure DevOps. This is completely 2 courses. But we are charging for only 1 course. That you can inquire. Yeah, any other questions? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Shiva.
Any other
Actually,
questions?
yeah, I have one question. So we have many cloud technologies like AWS and then GCP, right? So, I mean, how this Azure will help, like, what is the basic difference actually compared to GCP and then AWS? Because you said in Azure, right? So it will not provide the infrastructure support. So it is good to learn this technology.
Yeah, actually, every cloud is having its own advantage and drawbacks. Okay, so
Okay.
Azure now it is in the second leading position, but when you compare the number of jobs for Azure DevOps, okay, there are number of jobs when compared to AWS. Okay, so AWS jobs also more, but the competition is very high, right? Okay, so
Right.
because of that reason, it is better to learn Azure. That is my suggestion. Okay, so we cannot say exactly which cloud is best, which is not best. We cannot say like that. Every cloud is having its own drawbacks and strengths.
Yeah, got it. Got it. Sure. Thank
Yeah,
you.
did you get my point?
Yeah, thanks. I got it.
Competition wise, AWS is having very high competition, but nowadays Azure DevOps jobs are more, right? Okay, you can complete Azure DevOps within 2 months. But whereas if you go for AWS, that is generic DevOps, it takes 3 to 4 months of time to get perfection also.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, any other questions?
Is there any weekend crash course or
Weekend crash course is not there. This is completely weekdays course, Monday to Friday. Okay. Timings will be 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Okay, so timings maybe 10 to 11, or if you or everybody interests, so we are going to shift this batch to 8 to 9. That is everyone will and which. So if everyone agrees, 8 to 9, otherwise this time only 10 to 11. There are no crash courses for this.
The recordings will be available if you miss a class.
Yeah, recordings will be available. Notes will also be available. Okay, every day you are going to get a recorded session. Once we finish the session, every session is a live session only.
Okay.
Yeah, don't have any questions. Tomorrow we start Azure admin fundamentals. Okay, so once we finish Azure fundamentals like how to create a virtual machine, Linux machines, Windows virtual machines, app services, some fundamental aspects, then directly we move to Azure DevOps. So shall we stop the session? If no questions are there, I will stop the session. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for attending. Thanks for sparing your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Good morning. Yes, I am able to hear you.
Yes, good morning.
Okay. In the last class, we have discussed the software project development flow. Okay. And how the project will go from one stage to other stage, how we can automate that, and what is the difference between generic DevOps and Azure DevOps, and application DevOps and infra DevOps. So these many things we have discussed in the last session. Okay, as a continuation to that, today we are going to speak about some fundamental aspects of Azure Cloud admin, because these are the very essential topics before we start Azure DevOps. Okay, sessions. So today we are going to discuss some fundamentals like what is public cloud, what is private cloud, okay, what are the different types of services that are available in Azure admin, how to create a Azure account. So these many things we are going to discuss today. So first 2 or 3 days completely we are focused on, okay, basic things, okay, like how to create virtual machines of Linux and Windows, how to create app services, how to deploy the service. These many things are, these are very much essentials. Okay, before we start our DevOps, Azure DevOps. Now, so many of you are asking to practice to learn Azure DevOps, whether we need to create, whether we need to have Azure account or not. Choice is yours. Without having Azure account also, you can practice, because Azure DevOps will be provided for 90 days of free trial. Okay, so 90 days you can use, you need not to create any Azure account. Okay, that means sometimes in Azure DevOps, when you want to have virtual machines like Linux, Windows, then we need to have Azure account. But virtual machines you can take from any cloud, not only from Azure. So you can create virtual machines from any cloud like AWS, GCP, Azure. That means at the time of deploying your application into servers, then you may need to have, okay, virtual machines. So in other cases, Azure DevOps, Azure account is not required, even though I am going to say how you can create a Azure account. Okay, so Azure account generally to create Azure account, Azure free tier account, we need one valid email ID from Hotmail or Outlook. Credit card is mandatory. Okay, sometimes they may accept ICICI, some other bank debit cards also, but we have to test it. But if they don't accept debit cards, okay, you have to provide credit card information and mobile number. So these are the 3 things that you create. So once you are ready with these 3 things, how to create account. Now let us go to portal.azure.com. To create Azure account, refer or use the following link. The following link. Sorry. Portal.azure.com. here you will see pick an account. Okay, this is my account, free tier account. Okay, this is not free tier account, this is pay as you go model. And you are seeing this option, right? Use another account. Use another account. Here you have to choose create one. Okay, so no account, create one. Okay, here you are going to ask some credentials. Okay, so you have to provide something like your credit card information, phone number, email ID. Okay, I don't create because already I'm having account, because this link you have to follow. And once your account is activated, once everything is okay, immediately $200 will be credited in your account. $200 will be credited. So you can use this $200, okay, for using virtual machines, okay, load balancers, networking, you can do anything. So if you are not using this $200 within first month, what happens? The second month, these are expired. From second month, your plan is changed to pay as you go. That means in pay as you go also, you have some free services like V1S virtual machine is free for 750 hours in a month. Okay, so this pay as you go model will be there for second month to 12th month. So after completion of 12th month, your subscription will be changed to other things. So within first month you can use any kind of huge machines. There is no problem, because completely your bill will be paid from this $200. Okay, this is a way how you can create your Azure account. Now, once you create Azure account, so we have to know few fundamental aspects of Azure cloud. Majorly, if you take any cloud platform, that can be AWS, that can be Azure, that can be GCP, majorly we are going to have two roles. So these are also called as job roles. Okay, architect role is there and admin role is there. Two roles are there. Here, what is the difference between architect role and admin role? So architect, you can also call him as a designer. Designer means who is a designer? Suppose I have one e-commerce application running in my office. I want to move this infrastructure to Azure cloud platform. Okay, immediately I am going to approach architect. Architect is going to give complete idea. Okay, like how many servers are required, what is the storage option, how many hard disks are required, how much monthly cost you have to pay, what is your licensing model. So that kind of idea is completely given by architect. So to eligible for architect role, okay, you must know each and every service of Azure. You must know, okay, each and every service like storage service, compute service, networking service, load balancer, everything you have to know. Okay, if you want to be eligible for architect role. So once the idea is given by architect, the idea is given to admin. So admin is the person who is going to implement the model given by design given by architect role. That means suppose in the design part, okay, architect tells that 10 servers with Tomcat must be installed. Then admin will come into picture. He is going to create 10 servers with the Tomcat installation. Now, to realize the design that is given by architect, admin is going to use Azure cloud in 5 ways. Okay, so what are the 5 ways? One is portal. Portal is nothing but websites. Second way of using Azure is something like through commands also we can use. This is also known as Azure CLI. Third way of using Azure is PowerShell. Fourth way of using Azure cloud is ARM templates. ARM stands for Azure resource manager. Another way of using from programming languages. So the last way we don't cover programming languages. Like to use Azure from programming languages, you must be a developer. Okay, you must have decent knowledge either in Java or .NET. Okay, in some programming language you have to be a developer. Now, why Azure has given these 5 ways? Now, portal is nothing but website. So here one UI is provided to you. Using that UI user interface, we are going to create all the services like virtual machines, load balancers, networking. Everything is completely drag and drop, user friendly. But the drawback of this one is completely it is manual. Whatever activities you are doing from portal cannot be automated. Cannot be automated. So suppose there is a situation like this. Morning at 5 a.m. IST, I want to start Chrome browser. Or otherwise, a simple example, 5 a.m. IST, we have to start the virtual machine, start a VM. And 5 p.m. IST, I want to stop a virtual machine. Now this is my routine task. So for this, if I don't know second, third, fourth, fifth ways, if I know only portal, so manually every day I have to log in into portal and I have to manually create virtual machine. And 5 p.m. once again I have to log in into portal. Okay, I have to manually stop the virtual machine. That is my routine activity that cannot be automated. But if you write some commands from this, either from commands or PowerShell, these commands can be automated. Let us say, suppose I want to create a virtual machine. So how you can write a command? You can write a command like this: AJ VM start, AJ start VM, or AJ stop VM. So yeah, these are the two simple commands, okay, which we can run, okay, in an automated fashion. In an automated fashion. Now, once you are writing the commands, these commands can be executed from other scheduling tools like Jenkins or Azure DevOps. Okay, from any other kind of scheduling tools. Okay, so we can run these commands. So almost PowerShell commands, PowerShell and Azure CLI both are same. Okay, but PowerShell is having some extra features. So what are the extra features? In the regular sessions we are going to discuss. Now, what is mean by ARM templates? So in ARM template, just we are going to write some scripting, basic kind of scripting like HTML, DHTML kind of scriptings. Okay, so we are going to use. Okay, means it is not a complex kind of scripting. It is very easy scripting. So in a easy scripting, so we are going to write ARM templates. So once the script is written, I can reuse the script for many environments. So today in the morning, okay, I have been asked for creating 50 servers for dev environment. And tomorrow in the morning, same requirement. Okay, I may 50 servers for QA. Only few things are same, few things are different from environment to other environment. Now, if I write script for one environment, the same script I can execute from QA environment also. That means once the script is written, it can be reused. Okay, so it can be reused. Now, is it clear? Any questions till this point? Because these are the 4 ways of using Azure Cloud. Okay, so first way of using Azure Cloud is portal. Second way of using Azure Cloud is through commands or Azure CLI. Our third way of using Azure Cloud is PowerShell or ARM templates. And for the last way, okay, for this you have to know programming language like .NET. You must be genius in .NET or Java or Python. Then only you can use Azure Cloud from your programming languages. Okay, these are the 5 ways of using Azure Cloud. Now, let us save this document just a minute. Right. So these are the 5 different ways of using Azure. So after this, we have to know something about service models. So service model is going to describe what is our participation in establishing a architecture. Suppose I want to deploy one e-commerce application in cloud platform. Okay, so in that scenario, we need to have many servers, right? We need to have load balancers, front-end servers, back-end servers, middleware servers, hardware, software, runtime, database servers. Many components are required. In that scenario, service model is going to describe, okay, what is your participation, whether you can provide complete components, but if you provide few components, others will provide some other rest of the components. Now, based on our participation, service models are divided into, okay, 3 categories. What are the 3 categories? One is IaaS. This is nothing but infrastructure as a service. Second category of service is PaaS. This is platform as a service. Third category of a service model is SaaS, software as a service. Now to better understand this, let me open a website. Now if you scroll a little bit down, so let us open this in a new tab. Now just look at this diagram so that you will be able to understand everything. So your first model is on-premises. Here this there is no participation of cloud here. Okay, so in the second category, so here the below components like networking, storage, servers, virtualization are managed by other people. Other people means cloud service providers will manage, okay, these 4 components. So in infrastructure as a service, we manage operating system, middleware, runtime, data and applications. Okay, so we manage these five components, and the rest of the components are managed by, okay, our cloud service providers. So managing means, suppose a latest version of software has come, so it is our responsibility to upgrade the software, operating system patches, runtime like Java and .NET we have to install, database servers we have to install, application we have to, okay, run. So these are our responsibilities in an infrastructure as a service. But whereas in a platform as a service, most of the things are managed by cloud service providers like networking, storage, servers, virtualization, operating system, middleware, runtime. All these components are managed by cloud service providers. Just we manage data and applications. Okay, but whereas in software as a service, entire components, okay, all components starting from networking to applications, okay, so our cloud providers will provide. Cloud service providers means they can be anything like Azure, AWS, GCP, okay, these are the cloud service providers. For example, I want to install a database server. I want to have a database server, okay. To install a database server, directly I can avail a service from cloud. Okay, that comes under platform as a service. Otherwise, I can take a virtual machine. On the top of virtual machine, I can install database server. On the top of operating system, I can install database server. So two options you can. So in the first infrastructure as a service, we have to manage database server. But in case of platform as a service, when you want to have a database server is also managed by cloud service providers. We need not to manage. And suppose I want to have Jenkins software. So to install Jenkins software, I have to purchase one new system, okay, and I have to install operating system. I have to install database servers and many things I have to do on my own. But in Jenkins, you can directly avail from a cloud service provider directly. You need not to manage anything. So servers, load balancers, virtualization, operating system, everything is managed by cloud providers. You need not to maintain anything. That is software as a service. Here this is platform as a service. So every cloud service providers are going to provide these three types of service models: IaaS, okay, PaaS or SaaS.
Hi Shiva.
Yes.
Yeah, quick question here. If you don't mind, can you open that picture, please?
Yeah. Just a minute. Yes.
Yeah, here in software as service, how applications will be handled by, I mean, the cloud services?
Applications handled by cloud service providers means we are not going to take care of any version upgradation, right? Okay, so when you want to manage softwares on your own, okay, we have to purchase license, right? We have to manage okay, upgradations, everything we have to manage. But in case of cloud platforms, okay, even we don't install any software. So generally, so I'm taking one example as Jenkins. So to install Jenkins, so what are the things we need to have? First, we have to buy a virtual machine or physical machine. On the top of that, we have to install operating system. On the top of that, we have to install Jenkins. So suppose a new version of Jenkins has come. Automatically, what happens here? We have to purchase the license. We have to upgrade it. But in case of software as a service, entire responsibilities are taken by cloud service providers only. Like upgradations, software licenses, everything is managed by cloud service providers only. Okay, we have to pay for that. Here the cost of software as a service is more than the cost of software platform as a service. The cost of platform is more than infrastructure as a service.
Okay, Shiva, but you mean, for example, my application is HDFC, okay? Okay, that application itself will be handled by the cloud providers?
That is HDFC application means we are speaking about the banking application, right?
Yeah, or banking or whatever it is, otherwise GoDaddy, whatever it is. So I'm just giving an example. That is also one of the application, right? I am asking that application.
Yeah, that is also one of the application.
So that application will be handled by cloud providers. That is what you're trying to say?
So if it is a generic application, okay, so that will also managed by cloud service providers. Otherwise, okay, so if you don't want to give any control to cloud service providers, so you can purchase a virtual machine and you can install on the top of operating system. Okay, so if you give control over your software, okay, you may lose security, right? Okay, code is lost, something is lost. So for that reason, okay, so if you don't want to give control over the software, so better you have to purchase one operating system, sorry, a virtual machine. On the top of virtual machine, you have to install operating system. On the top of that, you have to install it. Okay.
You mean in that? Yes. A platform as service is the better option.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello. Yeah, this is Vivek here. So if I compare platform as a service and infrastructure as a service for the operating system, so which will be faster as a user?
Yeah, faster in the sense that depends on configuration. Here, suppose in cloud, in Azure cloud, we have B1S. B1S is a small virtual machine. Okay, so if you take B1S, your application performance will go. Okay, in the place of B1S, if you choose something like D2S underscore V3, your application performance is very fast. That depends on what is the hardware you are choosing, what is the software version you are choosing. It not depends on infrastructure as a service, platform as a service.
Okay.
And one more thing. Okay, so
Yeah.
generally, if I want to have database server in my office, what is our approach? How much time it will take to set up?
Just
Suppose I want to set up database server. Generally, how much time it will take?
very fast.
No. Okay, what are the steps I have to follow? Okay, first of all, I have to buy a operating. I have to buy one physical machine or virtual machine. Okay, virtual machine can be bought from your cloud platform, but you have to purchase one physical machine. We have to purchase license for operating system. We have to purchase license for database server. Okay, approximately it takes more than 1 month time, right, in the software industries. But in case of cloud platforms, if you specify something like database server, within 10 minutes your database server is ready. Is it not for that much faster?
Yeah, it is faster.
Hi Shiva, Vineet here. So I have a question.
Yes.
What is data here, which is basically managed in a software as a service, but we need to manage in all other like on-premises infrastructure as a service and platform as a service. What is data representing here?
Yeah, actually that depends on your organization requirement. Suppose it is a banking organization. Generally, banking organizations will not trust anybody. They will have their own database servers.
Okay.
So they will maintain database servers within their office only, but they will keep app servers and web servers in the cloud platform. Okay. So your answer, I can answer your question in the next topic.
Okay. And Shiva, actually, this is my first class today. So I just
Yes.
wanted to know like how many days the classes got over and what is the duration for this class, like this course?
Yeah, actually, this is second class. Yesterday itself, just a demo session was completed. It is a second session.
Okay. And what is the duration for this course?
Duration, including Docker and Kubernetes, is 2 months.
Okay. Thank
Docker
you,
and
Shiva.
Kubernetes actually it is a separate course, even though we are providing that course at free of cost.
Okay. Sure. Thank you, Shiva.
Hi Shiva sir, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, can I ask one question, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, what is the main difference between AWS and this one, sir? What is the market is going on? We don't know. That's why, sir.
AWS and
Azure, sir.
so every cloud is having its own drawbacks and strengths. Market wise, AWS is having very demand, but the thing is AWS known persons are very high right nowadays. Okay, the Azure DevOps jobs are very more nowadays. So getting a job in Azure DevOps is very faster when compared to getting a job in AWS, because so if 100% knows AWS, only 40 to 50% knows Azure. Just make a comparison here.
Okay, but openings are also good only in Azure, no, sir?
Yeah, openings also very huge in Azure DevOps when compared to AWS and generic DevOps.
Okay. Package point of also same, sir?
Package point of view, DevOps jobs, if you have at least 3 to 4 experience, 3 to 4 years of experience, you can ask 12 lakhs package per annum.
Okay.
Getting a job in Azure DevOps is very fast when compared to generic DevOps, because Azure DevOps is a very new technology. Okay, that is launched in 2018 only. But generic DevOps is there. Okay, so that is I think 10 years ago it was introduced.
Okay. Same, sir. Internal same. Whatever doing a build and deployment process, everything same, or any difference is there, sir?
Different. Here we are going to use build pipeline and release pipeline. There in generic DevOps, the terms are CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous delivery.
Okay. Here, sir.
Here this is build pipeline and release pipeline.
Second one, what, sir?
Release pipeline. Release.
Release. Okay, fine, sir. Build pipeline.
Build pipeline and release pipeline. Build pipeline is equivalent to CI, and release pipeline is equivalent to CD, continuous deployment.
Okay. Sir, after
Go through last class video. In the last class recording, I have explained everything.
Okay. No, sir. Yesterday I asked that to share that demo video, but admin not shared actually. That's why I'm asking. Okay, sir.
Yeah, did you give your mail ID?
Yeah. Yes, can I type, sir?
No. So give your mail ID to Durga Soft training team, front office people. They will give you. They will send everything.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
And there is another important discussion we have to know, that is nothing but types of clouds. So when we speak about types of clouds, we have 4 different clouds. One is public cloud, private clouds, hybrid clouds, and multi-tenant clouds. What is the difference between each and everything? We are going to discuss in a detailed fashion. So all these clouds like AWS, GCP, Azure, okay, Oracle clouds, okay, these clouds comes under public clouds, because for the sake of public, they will provide virtual machines, networking, load balancers on rental basis. Okay, so because of that reason, these clouds are called as public clouds. Azure, Oracle, GCP, these clouds are public clouds. Now, what is meant by private clouds? Generally, if you speak about banking organization, so generally no banking organization will keep their servers in the public clouds, because they have their customer information confidential. They wanted to keep customers information confidential, so they will have something like customer number, okay, transaction details. They don't want to disclose all this information in public clouds. So because of that reason, they will launch their own clouds. Okay, they will have their own data centers. Okay, so within their data centers, they will launch their DB servers. So they will not allow anybody to use these servers. And here, what is meant by hybrid clouds? Hybrid cloud means it is a combination of 2 things. Okay, let us go with the diagram. Just imagine this is my office environment on premise. Here I launch database server. This is completely restricted area on premise. Now this is something like database server. From database server side, what I can do, I can allow only one system, okay, to operate on this database server. So what is the system IP address? Like 192.168.2.1. or 2.21, whatever it may be. And if this is one public cloud. In the public cloud, generally, I am going to launch web servers. Just imagine the star is my web server. In the web server, generally application is launched. In the web server, generally the application is launched. Now just imagine the IP address of this web server is something like 192.168.2.21. Only this web server will be able to access this database server. For my end users, this is just imagine this is my end user. Okay, end user browser. End user means customer. Okay, my customer will be able to access this application. But when my customer wanted to access some details, okay, my web server is going to ask DB server, okay, to give the information. Okay, from this database server side, I can make this kind of setup. So only this database server can be accessed by 192.168.2.21. No other persons will be able to access this database server because this is my very confidential server. I don't want to trust anybody. Okay, I will keep all my database servers in my office only. This kind of setup is called as hybrid cloud. And we have one more model. This is multi-tenant cloud. In the multi-tenant cloud, I can use two cloud combination. One is for keeping app servers or web servers. Another is for keeping. Just imagine this is my web server or application server. This is my database server. My web server is going to communicate with the database server. Just imagine this is my AWS cloud platform. This is my Azure cloud platform. So my assumption is that for web servers point of view, AWS is better. For database servers point of view, Azure is better. User friendliness, cost wise. Okay. This kind of setup is called as multi-tenant cloud. So generally, this kind of setup is done by banking organizations. In the banking sectors, they will have confidential data, right? Okay, since they are having confidential data, they will not keep database servers in public clouds. They will keep database servers within their office only, and those can be operated by the web servers that are deployed in public clouds. This can be any public cloud, AWS or Azure or GCP or Oracle Cloud, whatever it may be. Till this point, everything is clear. Any questions?
Sir, so for the combination of this multi-tenant, it is of nature of private, or it is a nature of mixture of kind of a hybrid, or it is a public?
Just I will come to your point. Just a minute. This one in the multi-tenant.
Yeah, multi-tenant. Yes.
Yes, in the multi-tenant, nothing is private. Everything is public only. Okay, but even though it is public cloud, your data will be safe. Okay, so Azure or AWS people are going to make one agreement with you. So if at any cost they lose, if you lose the data, if they disclose the data, they will pay for you. You can file a case against them. So that kind of guarantee they are going to give. Okay, but these two are public clouds only, not private clouds.
So it means there can be a multiple company who are going to use this kind of combination. Like multiple clients will be using this kind of
Not multiple
combination in a
combinations.
public.
Okay. Yes, suppose I am running a what I can say. So I have a net banking application or insurance application. So for any application, generally I have two types of servers, right? Application server is there and database server is there. Generally, application server or web server is going to have code. The code developed in Java language or .NET language, whatever it may be. Application is developed. Application is deployed in web server. Here, application is running actually. Your application is running. So who can use the application? Generally, if you think a ATM machine. So in the ATM application, some application is running, right? So the application, whenever it requires data, it is going to fetch the data from database server. Is it right?
Yes.
Now, where the database server can be there, database server can be there in one of the public clouds, or you can keep database server within your office only. But there must be a connection established between your ATM and database server. Will you agree that?
Okay.
And
So, sir,
how
actually,
yes.
my question is little different. What I'm trying to ask is, suppose is this kind of that multi-tenant cloud? It comes in a one bundle where we can select, okay, for AWS for public, AWS I want this for a web server, and for Azure also I need for a DB. So these two providers are coming as a bundle.
Yeah, not bundle. You have to use two cloud combination. You have to pay separately. Bundle means so you can club as a bundle, but physically the servers are located in two different locations. Suppose your AWS, okay, AWS server may be located in somewhere else in USA. Physically, this can be located in USA.
So I need two different login portal for AWS and Azure. It's not something in one portal I log in and I can able to access
No. You need to have
AWS and
two portals. Yeah, you need to have two accounts. When you have two accounts only, then only it is possible. Otherwise, it is not possible.
Okay. Thanks.
This may be India. Now, these are the four different cloud platforms. So we are speaking about Azure Cloud, right? So Azure Cloud means it is not a single virtual machine. It is a huge infrastructure, right? But where exactly all these components are there? Okay, servers are there, load balancers are there, networking models, networking things are there, cooling points are many things are there. But where exactly all this infrastructure is available? For this, we have to discuss something about Azure Global Infrastructure. So in the Azure Global Infrastructure, we have something like regions and availability zones. So how we can define regions and availability zones? So a region is nothing but it is a geographical area. Okay, it is a geographical area on the globe. And what is the availability zone? Availability zone, or we can also say data center. Data center. Okay, so it is a part or it is a physical location that is available in a region. Okay, so if you think of a data center diagram, data center image. So yeah, these are the data centers. Every data center is a physical independent location. Okay, so which is equipped with power plants, okay, air conditioners, power supply, its own networking. Okay, many components are there. Okay, so it is a part of your region. So if you go to Azure Global Infrastructure, this might not be there. Sometimes this might be removing. We'll see. It was removed. Yeah, this is something like Azure Global Infrastructure, ma'am. It is not still okay. You are seeing some circles here. Circles are nothing but regions. Some blue color circles are there. Some yellow color circles are there. Okay, so each circle represents one region. A region is nothing but it is a geographical area on the globe. Okay, so these regions will have availability zone. Okay, so what is the significance of availability zone within a region? Okay, let us come to a conclusion. So let us explain. Let us see this with the example. Here, suppose we have a region called Central USA. So just imagine Central USA is having 3 availability zones. Okay, just for our awareness, just I am giving only 2 data centers or availability zones. Okay, here the region is Central USA. And here these are 2 different availability zones. Let us call them as AJ1 and AJ2. Availability zone 1, availability zone 2. Now just imagine that in the first availability zone, I have deployed one server. This star is my server. Okay. Now this star is running one e-commerce application. This server is running one e-commerce application. Just a minute. E-commerce application, it is something like Amazon or Flipkart, whatever it may be. My end user, this is my end user browser. He is using this application from his local laptop. And at the time of deploying, okay, you have created 2 replicas here. One replica is there in AJ1. Second replica of e-commerce application is also running in AJ2. So both are synchronized. Both are in sync position. Both are in sync. Okay. So just imagine all of a sudden my availability zone has failure. Okay, due to some unexpected mishap, fire accident or floods, whatever, short circuit, whatever it may be. Okay, my first availability zone has completely collapsed. My first availability zone is completely collapsed. Then my end user should not suffer, right? Okay, so it should not stop from purchasing the items. Okay, automatically whatever application that is running in second availability zone will start functioning, because this is a first availability zone, this is a second availability zone, both are completely independent locations. Okay, in between these two availability zones we have a large distance, 1500 to 2000 kilometers are there. Okay, so if one is impacted, okay, other will not be impacted, because one more copy is also available in second availability zone. My end user will be connected to automatically Azure to without your intervention. Automatically, okay, the connection between end user and first availability zone will be broken down. Automatically, second availability zone will be start functioning. This will start functioning. This just I have shown only one simple example. Like this, we have many examples. If suppose if I say something like Azure data redundancy. So while keeping data, Azure is going to give options to you. Okay, so what are the options you have to select? So if I select LRS means locally redundant storage. So when I select the locally redundant storage, what happens? Your data will be available. Your data will be spanned across 3 copies: copy 1, copy 2, copy 3. Suppose this availability zone impacted, there is no chance of getting data, right? For that, what Azure says means, rather than selecting LRS, you go with zone redundant storage. So in the zone redundant storage, what happens here? Your data will be spanned across 3 availability zones. Look at this. Here copy 1 is there, copy 2 is there, copy 3 is there. So suppose first availability zone has completely impacted. Second availability zone is there, third availability zone is there. Okay. So if copy 1 goes, copy 2, copy 3 is there. Okay. Because each and every availability zone is a physical independent location. And if complete region goes down, then Azure is going to specify third option. What is the third option here? Third option is this is the primary region and secondary region. So in the primary region, your data will be copied for 3 times. In the secondary region also, your data will be copied for 3 times. So if completely region goes down, you can collect the data from second region. And we have one more option. Here this is something like geo zone redundant storage. So in this, what is happening? Your data will be copied in primary region across 3 availability zones: first, second, third. In the second availability zone, your data will be copied like this. Okay, like this, based on your requirement. So you can choose any one of these options. But as the data is copying in multiple availability zones, what happens here? Your cost is also increased. For me, cost is no matter. My business, my data is important for me. So for that people, okay, so we have many options. Okay, so within that option, you can choose either LRS or ZRS. This is with respect to data. So with respect to application also, we can achieve same thing here as I have shown here. Here one copy of application goes down. What happens here? Second copy of the application is not running in the second availability zone. Okay, here this is about Azure's global infrastructure. Now this is today's session. Tomorrow we are going to see how to create virtual machines. Okay, because as a part of release and build pipelines, we need to create virtual machines. So if I directly start Azure DevOps, okay, you cannot you cannot know anything. That is why, okay, before I'm going to start Azure DevOps session, okay, it is better to have the knowledge on how to create virtual machines and load balancers. Many things I have to discuss. After that only we are going to start Azure DevOps. Now, if you have any questions, you can ask me.
Shiva, what is your agenda? Like, how long is this course, and what are the topics are you going to cover?
You are asking in Docker and Kubernetes or Azure DevOps?
No, I mean, I can see Azure DevOps in the bracket. I can see free Docker and Kubernetes.
Yes, yes. Okay, so
I
for
mean, including everything.
course contents, so if you approach training team, they will give you course contents also.
Okay. How about duration?
Duration 2 months.
Timing
Docker
is
and
10 o'clock.
Kubernetes.
Daily 10 o'clock.
Docker and Kubernetes, yeah, at 10 o'clock. Docker and Kubernetes 4 weeks, and Azure DevOps is 4 weeks. 4 plus 4, 8 weeks.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Shiva.
Yes.
Yesterday you said that Docker and Kubernetes batch will start someday after, and that will be in separate batch, not in this time. So
Yeah,
can I
this time.
assume that?
No.
Can I assume that the course will? Go on.
Docker and Kubernetes, we don't teach in these timings. Okay, there are 2 separate batches are there. 6:45 one batch and 6:30 another batch is there. In that timings only we are going to teach Docker and Kubernetes. You have this 10 a.m. especially for Azure DevOps. Parallelly, you have to attend 2 sessions.
Okay, so can I assume that the course will end after 1 month only? Because
Yes,
4 months here and 4 months there. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, Shiva.
So Shiva,
Shiva,
that's 6:30 or 6:45? Yeah, the same question I have. It's a morning or evening?
6:30 evening, 6:45 morning. That is for Docker and Kubernetes. Azure DevOps timings will not be changed. For Azure DevOps, this is the time, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Those batches already started or like yet?
No, not yet started. Okay. So once you complete all the formalities only, okay, then we will start Docker and Kubernetes batches.
Okay, Shiva. So can it be 6, because 6:30 it will take 1 hour, so it will be 6:30 to 7:30.
Yeah. 6:30 to 7:30, 1 hour.
Can it be from 6 to 7 in the evening?
6 to 7.
Yes, Shiva.
Otherwise, you can come in morning hours, right? 6:45.
I have another batch from Sri Mansa that he is taking from 6:45 in the morning. So 6 to 7 will be good for me.
Okay, we will see.
Okay, sure. Thank you, Shiva.
Otherwise, 8 to 9, is it okay for you?
And yeah, that will also fine. 8 to 9.
Evening
Yes.
8 to 9.
Yeah.
Actually, I should not speak about commercials. Even though I am saying one thing, Docker and Kubernetes Azure DevOps means this is a beautiful offer, because these are 2 separate courses. So we are providing 2 courses at one price cost. Okay, if you want to really utilize it, you can utilize it.
Which one, sir?
2 courses we are covering, right? Docker and Kubernetes and Azure DevOps.
Docker and Kubernetes and Azure DevOps.
Azure DevOps.
Okay.
Actually, these are 2 separate courses, even though we are providing 2 courses at one course cost.
Okay, sir. Yeah, surely we'll utilize.
So if any questions are there, you can ask me. Otherwise, I will stop it for today. I hope everybody, by tomorrow, you are going to create your Azure accounts.
Hello, sir. After the course, any projects available?
Actually, for a DevOps engineer, no projects will be there. you have to work on assignments. Okay, so you have to work for multiple assignments only. Okay, for no DevOps engineers, they will be working on projects. Frankly speaking, that one. For developers like Java developers, .NET developers, projects are there. For DevOps engineers, no projects are there. No projects will be there. You have to work on assignments, not on projects.
Sir, repeat once again, sir.
For DevOps engineers, no projects will be there. You have to work on assignments, not on projects.
Okay, okay, sir.
For developers like Java, .NET, Python developers, real-time projects will be there. For DevOps engineers, no projects will be there. Projects will not be there. You have to work on assignments. You have to work on different project roles, but you are no way concerned with projects. So if no questions are there, I will stop it for today. Tomorrow we will continue this discussion. Shall we stop the session? Right. Tomorrow
Sure,
we'll meet
Okay,
again.
sir.
Thank.
Yeah. Thanks, sir.
Yeah, can you hear me? Okay. Good morning everyone. So yesterday and day before yesterday, we have discussed the fundamental aspects of Azure DevOps and Azure Admin. Okay. And today, as a part of Azure DevOps, let us go with some fundamental aspects, because while creating build and release pipelines, we need to have virtual machines, right? Okay, we need to have virtual machine creation. So you must know, okay, how to create Windows virtual machines and Linux virtual machines. That is mandatory. Without knowing that, okay, so we cannot go forward, okay, into Azure DevOps. So today's our agenda is to create a VM of Linux and to perform package management, how to install softwares on Linux operating system. Okay, so if time permits, okay, we'll also see to create a VM of Windows and to perform or to install IaaS server. Okay, IaaS is a app server for .NET applications. Okay, this is our today's agenda, and apart from Linux virtual machine creation, okay, we also do, okay, package management. Okay, now let us go into my Azure portal, portal.azure.com. This is a website, okay, and in which you have to log in. This is my username. Now this is our landing page of Azure. Okay, here we can see many things like create a resource, resource groups, virtual machines, storage accounts, app services. Okay, from here you can select to create a virtual machine. Otherwise, you can go to your these favorites and choose virtual machines. This is the second place. Otherwise, so if you can look at this search, you are going to see something like a search bar. So if you can type free services, you can look at these free services. Okay, you are seeing virtual machine, Windows virtual machine and Linux virtual machines. Okay, 750 hours of Windows virtual machine, 750 hours of Linux virtual machines are free. And when coming to storage, okay, and you are going to get 5 GB storage every month. Okay, so if you cross more than 5 GB, if you cross 5 GB, you will be charged. And with respect to hard disks, you are going to get 64 GB, okay, hard disks. So these are the free services, okay, for 12 months. And here, suppose I want to create a virtual machine. So here simply you can type VM, or this is one place, or also you can select this one, virtual machines. Now simply select on create. Now in Azure, we have to know one important thing. Before we are going to create any other services, so we have to create something like resource group. What is the resource group actually? Resource group is, it is a logical container. Logical container. Okay. So every resource like virtual machine, storage account, storage, okay, and load balancers, whatever it may be, every resource, okay, is a part of resource group. So that means before we are going to create any resource, okay, so you can you have to create a resource group. Let us go to this is my virtual machine creation page. Okay, here this is my subscription resource group. So since I don't have any resource group, I want to create a new resource group here. Okay, I'm giving something like testing RG. You can give any name. Virtual machine name, I'm giving my Linux VM. Now it is asking where you want to create this virtual machine. I want to create in Central USA because Central USA is a popular region. Okay, Central USA is a popular region. Okay, where exactly you can keep your virtual machines and other infrastructure. So almost every service is available in Central USA. That is why almost I am going to choose Central USA for every service. And it is asking with which operating system you wanted to create this Linux VM. VM. Okay. Now I want to, so you can drop down, you can check the list. Okay, Windows Server, Windows 10 Pro. Okay, My Gallery, Ubuntu 20.04. Okay, presently I am going to create a virtual machine with the Linux operating system, that is Ubuntu Server 2004. And it is asking size. Size, when coming to size, you can select B1S. B1S is a virtual machine with one virtual CPU, 1 GB RAM. With one virtual CPU, 1 GB RAM. Okay. And it is asking what is authentication type. Authentication type equal to password. Username is, you can give any username. I am giving my user. One password I have given. Now, next thing is you have to select ports. Okay, these are just like firewalls. Okay, so suppose you want to connect from your laptop, then 22 port number must be opened. Suppose you want to access some application that is running in your virtual machine, then we have to open 80 port number, 443 port number. Suppose we are going to install Apache 2 server. Apache 2 is a web server. So to access that server, okay, we have to open this 80 port number. 80 port number, and the next one is disks. So since we don't know anything about disks, select normal disk. So normal disks are nothing but here HDD. Okay, if you are in free tier unnecessary, don't select premium SSD disks because they are very expensive. Unnecessary, your free time is wasted. Okay, since we don't know anything about networking, I am not going to select networking. Management. From here on, just go on, press next button. Now it is clearly telling that, okay, if you want to use this machine, you have to pay this much per hour, 0.9006 INR per hour. This much you have to pay. If you are not in free tier, okay, for you it may be free tier. For others, okay, they will be charging. Click on create. It will take time, 2 minutes of time. Now it is created, VM is created. Okay, so once the VM is created, you click on go to resource. Okay, here you are seeing many options like connect option, restart option, stop option, capture option, delete option, many options you are seeing. So just you click on connect. Okay, so before we clicking on this connect button, just let us watch all these resources. Here these are the particulars of this VM. Operating system is Linux. Okay, size is a standard B1S. This is the public IP address of this VM and a subnet DNS name. Okay, and central US. Subscription is pay as you go. Tax equal to something. Okay, now just I want to connect to this VM. Click on connect. You are seeing this option, right? SSH. Click on this. Now run the example command below to connect to your VM. So here click on copy this command. Go to your PowerShell. PowerShell or Git bash. Okay, if you are using Windows 10 or higher versions, no need of installing any software. If you are using Windows 7 or 8, you have to install Git software. I hope no one is using Windows 7 or Windows 8. Okay, click on PowerShell. Okay, this is one way, and here you have to download Git software. How to download Git software? Let us see. Go to Git back. Go to your Chrome browser or Internet Explorer, whatever it may be. You can download Git like this. Git download for Windows. Are you seeing Windows? Okay, click on this Windows. Okay, click on the 64-bit Git for Windows setup. This file is downloaded. Once it is downloaded, this is normal installation only. Okay, go into this downloads folder. Just double click on this. Okay, within 2 or 3 minutes, your Git software is ready. Okay, so once it is ready, okay, you can open from start menu. Just in the start menu, just type Git. Git bash is opened here. Okay, now whatever command you have copied from there, paste it over here. Okay, this is a command. SSH is a command. It is a protocol. Okay, with which you can connect to a remote server. So your SSH is a command. This is a username that I have given at the time of creating virtual machine, and now this is IP address of the virtual machine. Say yes. Now my virtual machine is ready. So once we launch virtual machine, we have to know something about the package management. So before we are going to discuss package management, let us discuss the types of operating systems that are majorly we are going to use in our day-to-day life. Okay, so one operating system we know very well is Linux operating system. Okay, so in a Linux is majorly divided into 2 categories. Okay, so what is that? One is the Debian group, other one is RHEL group. In Linux we have 2 distributions. One is Debian group, other one is RHEL. So under Debian group, okay, we have just now we created one Ubuntu. Ubuntu comes under Debian group. Under RHEL family, okay, we can have something like CentOS, okay, Fedora, okay, OEL, okay, these are the types comes under RHEL. And in Ubuntu, if you want to install software, so we have a package management command called apt get. Apt is a package manager command. It is a package manager which installs, uninstalls softwares. How to use it? To use it, it is very simple. Say sudo apt update, and the second command to be used is sudo apt install -y. Let us say I want to install Apache 2. Apache 2 is a web server. We don't use it. Okay, the developers, Java developers will be using this one. Okay, Apache 2. Now, when I execute this command, what happens means my machine is connected to Ubuntu software repository. Okay, from there it is going to download all the free softwares. And when I say sudo apt install -y Apache 2 from my local machine, this software is installed. Okay, let us try this command. Sudo apt updates. Are you seeing it is connecting to Ubuntu repository? Okay, it is done. Now execute one more command, apt install -y Apache 2. Now Apache 2 is installed. Now you have to ensure that it is working. How to decide that it is working? Sorry. Update. You have to issue this command, sudo systemctl service name Apache 2 status. You have to test like this. Let it be installed. Okay, it is done. Execute this command, sudo systemctl. Okay, Apache 2 status. Apache 2. Status Apache 2. Are you seeing it is active and running? So this is a way how you can test whether a server is running or not. Okay, what is that command I have used here? Status Apache 2. Okay, I will rectify this. Status Apache 2. Now we also test from browser. How to test from browser? To test from browser, we have to take public IP address of this VM. Okay, go to overview section. In the overview section, you are seeing this one, all right? Public IP address. Take this public IP address and in the browser, paste it over here. Use 80 because Apache 2 will be running on a port number called 80. It is displaying that Apache 2 Ubuntu default page is open, so you can feel that your Apache 2 is working perfectly. Now, whatever server I created and I installed Apache 2. Suppose I want to uninstall this. So for uninstalling, sudo, you have to run something like purge Apache 2. Apt purge Apache 2. Now when I execute this command, see what happens. Sudo apt purge Apache 2. It is asking whether you want to continue this. Yes. Okay. Now if you look the status, sudo system ctl, okay, status Apache 2. This data could not be found because it was removed. This is to remove a software package. Now this one, to know whether Apache 2 is running. Just a minute, let me save this document. Okay. So this is with respect to Ubuntu. Now let us install one more software, that is Tomcat 9. Okay. Sudo apt update sudo apt install -y Tomcat 9. Tomcat is 9 is also a web server, okay, for Java applications, for deploying Java applications. Now check the status, sudo system ctl status Tomcat 9. It is telling that it is active. Now let us test it from browser also. So to test it from browser, capture public IP address and use public IP address plus the port number is 8080. Okay, because the Tomcat will be running on the port number called 8080. It will say that the site cannot be reached. Even though it is running, we cannot access from browser. The reason is just we have opened 80 port number and 22 port number, but we did not open 8080 port number. Even though it is running, okay, outsiders cannot access the server. Okay, how to solve this problem? Are you seeing the site cannot be reached? It is complaining that this site cannot be reached. So to solve this problem, okay, in the virtual machines section, you are seeing this option, right? Networking section. Go to networking section. This is all troubleshooting and basics of virtual machine creations and other aspects. Now, see, just we have added 22 port number, 80 port number, but there is no 8080 port number. So if you want to add 8080 port number also, click on add inbound rules. Are you seeing 8080 is already opened? Okay. And remaining things you can go with defaults. And already 320 rules are given. 300 is there, 320 is there. The next priority number is 330. Click on add. Are you seeing at the 330 priority 8080 rule is added. Now check once again. Are you seeing it works? If you are seeing this page via a web browser, means your Tomcat setup is successfully done. Congratulations. Now let us assume a situation. You have created a virtual machine. Now it is running perfectly. Now some application is running over here. Some application is running in this virtual machine. Let us say the application is something like e-commerce application. Okay, this star is my virtual machine. Okay, this is my Azure Cloud Platform. Okay, now this is my virtual machine that is running in my Azure Cloud Platform. Just imagine the e-commerce application is running. Now my end user is using this application. He is purchasing some online goods. He is purchasing some mobile phones or something like that. Okay, just imagine in the month of December or some January. So these e-commerce people like AWS or Flipkart, they have announced a beautiful offer. What is that a beautiful offer? Okay, Lappy for 100 INR. Okay, laptop for 100 rupees. Now in that case, what happens here? No one is going to lose this offer, right? Everyone wanted to catch this offer. So in that scenario, the traffic on the web server is completely increased. But the capacity of this machine is only 200 users or 500 users, whatever it may be. The capacity of this machine is only 500 users only. It cannot tolerate more than 500 users, but presently there are 1000 users are using this application. 1000 users. So in that scenario, what I have to do? I have to increase the capacity of the server, right? Presently it is a virtual machine which is having one virtual CPU and 1 GB RAM, 1 GB memory. So this is a small virtual machine. It cannot handle more number of users. So because of that reason, okay, I have to increase the size. So how to increase the size? To increase the size, go to your virtual machine section. You are seeing this option, size option. Size option. Okay, click on size. Presently it is with B1S. You are seeing this option B1S. One virtual CPU, 1 GB RAM, 2 data disks are there. I want to upgrade it to higher version. So if I upgrade it to D2S_V3, okay, my machine size will be 2 virtual CPUs, 8 GB RAM, 4 data disks will be added. Okay, this is hard disk speed. Now, if you click on resize, okay, my virtual machine is resized. So if you look at the size, so earlier it was B1H, right? So if you refresh, are you seeing the size is changed from B1H to D2H, V3, one CPU? It is not one virtual CPU. It has to refresh. The size has to be changed. Are you seeing the size is changing now? Two virtual CPUs, 8 GB RAM. Okay, so this is how we can increase the size of a virtual machine also. Now, this is a software installation part with respect to Ubuntu. So when coming to this RHEL, okay, so we are going to use some other package management command called YAG-M. M is a package management tool, okay, for RHEL family. RHEL family, okay, using M we can install, uninstall softwares. This is with respect to Linux. And when coming to Windows operating systems, generally on Windows operating systems, how you install software? Just now I installed Git software, right? Just first I have downloaded, then I have installed, right? That is a two-steps process. And sometimes we have to set path also. Totally it needs 3 steps. You have to download the software, okay, you have to install the software, you have to set the path. Now that is oldest way. Now in Windows operating system we have a package manager command called Chaco. Chaco is a package manager which installs, uninstalls softwares. Now suppose I want to install Git software. Simply I can say Chaco install Git. Enough. Okay, within 5 minutes your software is installed. You no need to download, you no need to install, you no need to set the path. Okay, 3 activities are performed by this Chaco management command. Okay, till this point, any questions, any doubts? Okay. So this is with respect to Windows. So our next step, okay, our next step will be tomorrow's agenda is to create Windows virtual machine, and we are going to install Chrome browser, and we are going to install IA server also. Okay, so we are going to take Windows 2016 or Windows 10 Pro. Okay, anyone is okay for me? Okay, so once the virtual machine is launched, okay, so we are going to install softwares. Now, how to install Chaco? Let us go to documentation. So if you want to install Chaco, first of all, you have to install Chaco. So once Chaco installation is done, using Chaco, you can install any other softwares. So if you want to install Chaco, I'm showing the steps today. Chaco install, okay, on Windows 10 or whatever it may be. Installing Chocolatey. Okay, so just come down. You have to run some script. Okay, you are seeing the script, right? Okay, just a minute. This is from command prompt. I will open another link. Chocolatey. Installing Chocolatey. So you have to copy the script and you have to go to PowerShell. You have to launch PowerShell with admin mode. So just today I'm going to show. Just I will show. So tomorrow we are going to perform it with live examples. Okay. So whatever text, whatever text we have copied from there, paste it over here. So you have to copy this from PowerShell. Just you have to do this. I don't want to run because already my system is having Chaco software. Okay, just we have to run this command. So once it is done, okay, you have to check Chaco version like this. Chaco version. Okay, 0.10.15 Chaco version. Now using Chaco, suppose I want to install Git. Okay, simply you can set like this: Chaco Git. Just come down. You will see the command how to install Git. You are seeing right? Very simple command. Very simple command you have to run from your command prompt. Chaco install Git. At the end you have to give -y. Chaco installation is only one time job. Once the Chaco is installed, so using Chaco you can install any other softwares. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to take one Windows 2016 virtual machine. There I am going to show how to install IA server, how to install Chrome browser, okay, how to install other software, how to connect from our laptop. So these things we are going to discuss tomorrow. So in this session, if you have any questions, any concerns regarding course content and any other, you can ask me now. I will clarify. So once we finish the Windows virtual machine creation, directly we will start Azure repos. Azure repos is the first topic of Azure DevOps. Okay. So once you finish all these things, so parallelly you can start Docker and Kubernetes. That is 6:30. Okay, evening 6:30 we are going to start a batch. 6:30 or according to your everyone timings. I'm presently it is running at 6:30 to 7:30. Okay, so according to your timings, I'm going to convert that batch to 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. Morning 6:45. Regarding Azure DevOps, regarding Docker and Kubernetes, you can ask any questions. I will clarify. So if you don't have any doubts, I will stop it for today. So this is the last demo. So from tomorrow onwards, actual classes will be started. Okay. So if you don't want to miss Docker and Kubernetes classes, please register as soon as possible. Okay, because even you miss one single Docker and Kubernetes class, okay, you are not going to understand anything. So if you want to really utilize this opportunity, this is a beautiful opportunity because, okay, once again I am telling, okay, at one course cost we are providing two courses. Okay, so try to utilize this opportunity. Still, if any questions, any doubts are there, you can ask me. Otherwise, I will stop it for today. Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, we need to practice means daily notes are you sending, sir? Steps.
Yeah, daily notes and recordings, both we are providing.
Okay, sir.
What would be the batch timings?
Azure DevOps or Docker Kubernetes?
Azure DevOps.
Azure DevOps, this is the time. Is it okay for you?
Yeah, this is 10 a.m. is fine with me.
Okay, this time is 10 to 11.
Okay, and what is the cost of this Azure DevOps?
Regarding cost, you can ask a training team. They will be clarifying your doubts. You can make a call to Durga Soft training team, front office people. Okay, they will tell everything.
Okay, fine.
Docker Kubernetes timing same or different, sir?
Docker Kubernetes timings are different. Not in this batch, we are not going to cover because parallelly we cannot complete, right? So parallel, if you want to go within this batch, it takes 2 months time. Okay. So one by one, it takes 2 months of time. Okay, you have to finish these two courses simultaneously, parallelly. 1 hour Docker Kubernetes and 1 hour Azure DevOps.
Okay. Docker Kubernetes days, how many days happen, sir?
That is 4 weeks and this is 4 weeks. Totally 8 to 9 weeks.
What are the timings of Docker Kubernetes, sir?
For Docker Kubernetes, we have two timings. One is morning batch is there, another one evening batch is there. Morning means it is 6:45. Evening means it is 6:30.
6:30 evening, right?
Evening
6:30 to
6:30.
10:30.
Want to attend
6:30.
morning timing 6:45 a.m.
Okay. 6:30 evening it started, sir?
No, not started.
Are you intimate? No, when evening will start?
Yeah, we will intimate definitely.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, Shiva Kumar. Can we get the recordings of the session if we miss any classes?
Yeah, definitely. You can. Is it Tanuja, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can get the recordings also. Okay. Did you give your mail ID to front office people?
No. Today only I joined the demo class.
Okay, so you can give mail ID so that they will be sending recording to your mail ID.
Okay, and also the timings like it from 10 to 11, right? Every day.
Yeah.
For Azure DevOps.
Yeah, for Azure DevOps. Will it okay for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Sir, first we are completing Azure, then we are going for Azure DevOps. That's only, sir.
No. Parallelly, you have to attend for two courses: Docker and Kubernetes and Azure DevOps. There is no link between Docker, Kubernetes, and Azure DevOps.
No, sir. That one okay, sir. When you coming that Azure and DevOps means both will be parallelly happen for Azure DevOps, or after completion of Azure, we are starting the DevOps.
Course name is Azure DevOps only. Directly we start Azure DevOps. There is no Azure and DevOps. Only Azure DevOps.
No. I am asking compared to AWS and DevOps like this, sir.
AWS. So on AWS platform, we are going to take Docker and Kubernetes. Azure DevOps means completely an Azure platform only, Azure cloud platform only. See, Docker and Kubernetes can be installed on any virtual machines. You can have AWS machines and Azure machines. Okay, so only the machines are different. The theoretical concept is everything is same. Okay, with respect to any platform. From platform to platform, the concept is not changed. Just we need to use two virtual machines for Docker and Kubernetes. That's all. Okay, so you can practice in AWS or you can practice in Azure. No problem. We can install Docker Kubernetes on AWS platform or Azure platform. But it is when coming to Azure DevOps, completely it is an Azure platform. Did you get my point?
Yeah, I got it. But software installation, these are all we don't know, sir. Are you providing all the things?
Yeah, definitely. Without telling software installation, how you practice, everything we are going to teach.
No, sir. See, we are coming in Azure platform, sir. We don't know zero knowledge.
Yeah,
That's why
everything we are going to show. Everything we are going to show. For Azure DevOps, you need not install anything because that is a ready-made service.
Oh, free service, sir.
Ready-made service. It is no need to install any softwares for Azure DevOps. Docker Kubernetes installation is required.
Okay. But how we can do the practice all the things in that Azure DevOps, sir?
Yeah, you have to create your free tier account, right? Okay, for free tier account, they are not going to charge anything. You can use AWS account and Azure account for 1 year.
Okay, you already, sir. Actually, what is the main problem is I joined late, sir, little bit at 10:30. That's why I'm now class lost. Actually, I don't know what was happening. That's why
Yeah, yesterday actually I have shown how you can create Azure account. Okay, just go through yesterday's recording. Okay.
Yesterday, na sir. Yesterday class, sir.
Yeah, yesterday class. In yesterday's class, we have shown everything.
Okay, fine.
In yesterday's recording, okay, you can have the concept. So what is the procedure for creating Azure free tier account that I have shown yesterday? Just you can collect Azure, you can collect recordings of yesterday session from your training team.
Okay, sir. Sure. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, shall we stop the session? Any other questions? Okay, thank you. Thanks for attending. Tomorrow we meet again. 6 to 7 means it is not possible. Okay, evenings we may start, but presently we don't have even morning 6 to 7 batches.
Sir, Docker Kubernetes 6:30 maybe after January or after Sankranti, sir.
Next week, from next week onwards.
Next week. Okay, sir.
Yes.
Okay, sir. We will continue the batch, not an issue. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, can you hear me? Good morning, everyone. So as a part of Azure DevOps, okay, today we are going to see how to create Windows virtual machines. Okay, so yesterday we have created one Linux virtual machine and we have performed some package management activities on that. So today we are going to see how you can create Windows virtual machines. Okay, so today's our agenda is to create Windows VM to install Chocolatey. Okay, it is a package management command, package management tool. Okay, just like apt-get yesterday we have discussed for Linux, Chocolatey. Install Chocolatey and to configure, okay, IAS. Okay, IAS is a app server for .NET, ASP.NET applications. ASP.NET applications. Okay, so for this, let us go to Azure portal. In the yesterday's class, we have also discussed in how many ways we can create services. Okay, so let us go to Azure portal by portal.azure.com. Okay. So in the last class we have discussed how we can create a resource group also. Okay. Now to create any services, or you can select a service from create a service, or you can search for a service, or directly you can go to favorites. Okay, in the favorites you can select a particular service which you want to create. Okay, so let us click on these virtual machines now. Okay, so click on create. Virtual machine. Why it is not coming? Now let us have a look of here. Already we have one virtual resource group. I am selecting this resource group testing RG, or else you can create a new resource group. Okay, so every resource will be a part of resource group. And virtual machine name. So virtual machine name I am giving like my Windows VM. My Windows VM. So the region is Central USA. You have to fill up some more details. If you scroll down, Central USA standard. Okay, this time I am not selecting Ubuntu. This time I may select Windows 2016 data center Gen 2. Okay, you can go with Windows 10 Pro also, but I am selecting Windows Server 2016. Okay, so for Windows 2016 B1 is a small machine is not enough. Okay, we have to take a larger machine. So I am selecting a machine with 2 virtual CPU, 7 GB RAM. Okay, username I am giving as my user. My user. Okay, so just come down. You will see some ports to be opened here. If you are interested, you can open other ports also. I am opening 80 port number also. Okay, if you want to connect to virtual machine from command line, you have to open 22 also. Okay, next disk section. Yeah, this is a practical account. Okay, this is not a live account. Just you can go through normal disks, that is HDD type. Networking, we did not create any network so far. So go with the default network management. Click on create. It takes 2 or 3 minutes of time because Windows operating system is a larger operating system when compared to Linux. Are you seeing, if you want to use this machine, you have to pay this much 20.1727 INR per hour. This much you have to pay. If you are not in free tier, okay, so if you are in free tier, you need not to pay this amount. Let it be created. Once it is created, we are going to log in into that VM. Okay, in how many ways we can log in into that VM, I will show.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Now this is a virtual machine that we created. Here this is a resource group name. Status is running. Location equal to Central US. Subscription equal to pay as you go. This is my subscription ID. And operating system is Windows. The machine size is standard ES2. It is having 2 virtual CPUs, 7 GB of RAM. This is a public IP address. Now, directly you can take public IP address and you can connect. Okay, this is one way. Otherwise, if you click on this connect option, connect tab, it is going to give you 3 options here. Okay, you can download this RTP file. Okay, remote desktop protocol file you can download. Okay, you have to download this file. And once you are downloading this file, just by double clicking on that, it is going to ask you username and password. This is one way. Other way of connecting to this VM is take public IP address. Here, this is the public IP address of this VM. Okay, go to run and type mstsc and -b/b and public IP address of this VM. This is another way of connecting. Okay, click on OK. Okay, it is going to ask you username and password. Whatever username password you have given at the time of creating virtual machine, that must be given here. Password equal to let it be created. Okay, it is asking you, do you want to allow your PC to be discoverable by other PCs and devices on this network? Yes. Now, minimize this. Now I want to install Chaco. Okay, what is the Chaco? As we discussed yesterday, Chocolatey is a package management command for Windows operating system, which is going to install or uninstall, okay, softwares that you require. Okay, how to install, how to set up Chaco. Okay, so for that, let us ask Google Chocolatey install. Install on Windows 2016. Take second link. Come down. You will see something like PowerShell scripting. This is PowerShell. Okay. So from PowerShell command mode, sorry, admin mode, you have to launch this script. Here, this is my virtual machine. Here, go to PowerShell admin mode. Launch as administrator, run as administrator. Okay, just paste it over here. Whatever script you have copied from there, just paste it over here. Okay, Chaco will be installed. Chaco will be installed. By using Chaco, you can install any other application. Now check the version of Chaco. Chaco -- version. Okay, Chaco 0.11.3. It is installed. Okay, I'm going to note down the comments. So what is the website name? Website name is, this is the website name from where you can install Chaco. Refer here to install Chocolatey. So once Chaco is installed, okay, you have to check the version like this: Chaco -- version. Okay. Now using Chaco, suppose I want to install Chrome browser. Okay, let's see whether Chrome browser is available in this. Now Chrome browser is not there right here. Chrome browser I want to install using Chaco. Okay, so simply you can go and ask Chaco Chrome. Okay, just with this simple command. Okay, so you can have Chrome browser in your machine. Okay, you have to run this command from PowerShell admin mode. Just I am pasting over here at the end. Say why. Chaco install Google Chrome. Let us write this command to install Chrome browser using Chaco. -y. Okay, so it is downloaded. It has downloaded first. Okay, so after downloading, now it is installing. Okay, now Chrome browser has come. Okay, now I want to install IAS server. So using this Chrome browser, we can ask here directly. You can ask like this: installing IAS. Okay, on Windows 2016. Or you can ask like this: Azure Windows 2016 IAS setup. Okay, from portal. Okay, so according to this document, just you can go through this document. For installing IAS, okay, refer this docs. Sorry, I did not take the documents. Okay, let us. Okay, just scroll down. Yeah, this is the way how you can create virtual machines and everything he has shown. So you are so he's asking the to connect to the virtual machine by downloading RDP file. So finally, installing web server. How you can install web server? By using this command. Just copy this command and go to your virtual machine PowerShell. Go to PowerShell and just run this command. So as a part of release pipeline, we need to have virtual machines. Okay, virtual machines along with IAS server installation. Okay, so directly I'm going to install that. So I'm not going to show anything over there. Okay, that is why. So we are focusing everything here. So we are I'm going to teach everything here while creation of release pipelines. Okay, so this part directly I can start. Okay, now it is going to said that success equal to true, exit code equal to success. Now you can confirm whether IAS is installed or not by taking public IP address of this VM. Just minimize this, and go to Azure portal. And take public IP address and paste it over here. Are you seeing my IAS is successfully installed? Internet Information Services. Okay, now it is running. So this is the way how you can install IAS server. Okay, so for IAS server installation, I have gone into this one. I installed IAS server. Now, suppose there is a requirement of increasing the capacity of server. How to increase capacity? To increase server capacity. To increase the server capacity, okay, so it is very simple. Yesterday also we have discussed it. And are you seeing size? Click on size option. VMs of all sizes. Now are you seeing this one? DS1, DS2, DS11. Okay, presently my machine is having okay 2 virtual CPUs and 7 GB RAM. Here you can resize to other higher configuration. So suppose I select this one DS2. Okay, presently is DS2. If I select DS12, okay, it is having 4 virtual CPUs, 28 GB RAM. Okay, I am not going to do that. Just I am showing. Now, suppose I want to add a new hard disk. So to add a new hard disk, presently we are having only one hard disk. Okay, so if you go to hard disk section, go to this PC. Here having one is OS disk, other one is data disk. Okay, here this is data disk and this is OS disk. Now I want to add one more disk. So to add one more disk, go to disk section. You are seeing this section, right? Sorry, disk section. You are seeing this option. Create and attach a new disk. Okay, disk name is data, or you can say something like my data disk. So don't select premium SSD because it is very expensive. Okay, unless there is a strong reason, don't select this premium SSD. Select HDD 32 gigs. Here this is my hard disk speed. Hard disk speed is measured in 500 IOPS. Now click on save. Okay, now my disk is added. So once the disk is adding, so you can go and verify whether disk is added or not. Okay, and go to this PC. Okay, disk is not added, right? Okay, so disk is added, but physically it is not showing. So for that, we have to select the disk, we have to format it. How to do it? Let us ask Google. Okay, adding new disk to Windows 2006 portal from portal. Okay, just come down. Okay, here these are the steps. Okay, I will copy paste this link also. Because these are the very essential. Okay, as a part of virtual machine creation, we are going to do all these activities to add a new disk to an existing VM. Click on now. Just if you scroll down, you will see something like create and attach a new disk. Initialize a new disk. We have to initialize it. How to initialize it? Let us see. We have to go into disk management section. Disk management.msc we have to type. Okay, in the new virtual machine, go to run. Okay, it is not required. So directly you can type disk management. Are you seeing create and format hard disk partitions? Okay, and if you scroll, hello, someone is asking something. What is that? Hello. And here this is a disk to be added. Right click, and you are seeing this one, right? New simple volume. New simple volume. Click on next. It is asking what is the disk size? Disk size is this much. Click on next. You can assign a drive name here. You can allocate any drive name. Click on next. Next. Okay, finish. Now it is formatting the new disk. Okay, now just minimize it and go to this PC once again. Are you seeing F drive now? Earlier it was not displaying because that was not formatted. So once it is initialized and it is created, it is formatted, it is displaying over here. Nothing is there here. Now you can use this disk directly. So this is how you can create virtual machines. Okay, install softwares. Okay, and add new disks. Anything you can do. Now this is my. Where are you seeing one option here? Connect option. If you click on this connect option, you are given a public IP address here. Public IP address, using that public IP address directly you can connect. Go to, and if you want to connect via SSH protocol, okay, connect, say SSH. From command line also you can connect. So how to connect from command line? Copied, and go to Git Bash. Yesterday I have shown you how to download Git Bash also. Just a minute. If 22 port number is correctly not open, okay, you are not able to connect. I think this is a problem of 22 port number. That is why it is saying that 22 port number connection timed out, it is saying. So generally we don't connect like this. We are going to connect from UI. Okay. Yes, any questions? Any doubts? From
Hello?
Monday onwards, we are going to start actual Azure DevOps part. That is Azure repos we are going to start.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sir, could you tell me what is the what is the sir, HSS?
SSH means it is a protocol. It is a protocol to connect to your remote servers. If you want to connect to your remote servers, okay, we can use SSH, secure shell. Suppose I'm in India. Okay, I want to connect to Central USA machine. Exactly where this machine is available. This machine is available in Central US, right, in cloud platform. I want to connect to that machine from my laptop. Then I can use SSH. SSH is a protocol by which you can connect to remote server. That is the purpose of SSH. Is it clear?
By using this HS, we requesting to the server with connect for the connection, sir.
By using
HS, we can connect the server. This is the this. Okay, sir.
By using SSH, we can connect to remote server. Any server we can connect, but that must be accessible. That must be accessible over the internet.
Oh yes, sir. Sir, what about Bashan, sir? Bashan, yes.
What about
Bashan?
Bashan.
Yes, sir.
Bash shell. So bash shell, it is a Linux one kind of shell. Bash shell.
Yes, sir.
You're asking about bash shell, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is a one kind of Linux shell. Okay, through which we can interact with your Linux servers. It is just like an interpreter.
Okay. Yes, sir. And sir, RDP, sir?
Hi?
RDP.
Remote desktop protocol. Remote desktop protocol is used to connect to remote machines. Okay, so generally it is for connecting to graphical user interfaces. SSH means it is for connecting via command line. Remote desktop protocol means from one Windows server to another Windows server. If you want to connect, you can use remote desktop protocol.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
From Monday onwards, we are starting Docker Kubernetes and Azure repos in Azure DevOps classes. In Azure DevOps classes, we start Azure repos, and in Docker Kubernetes, we are going to start Docker first.
Sir, I have also one more doubt, sir. Hello,
Yeah.
can you hear me? Sir, first we learn AWS, after that web apps.
Web
Yeah,
apps.
we can join the parallel batch. That is okay, sir.
Yeah, you can not web apps. Azure DevOps. This is.
Yes, sir. Azure web apps.
Yeah,
Sir.
simultaneously you can attend Azure DevOps and Docker Kubernetes. You can do both parallelly.
No. Yes, sir.
Sir, good morning, sir. Docker Kubernetes evening 6:30 only, no, sir?
Okay, I will update the timings by Sunday. Okay.
No,
Which
sir.
timings
6:40.
are better for you? 6:30 is it
Sir?
okay? Presently it is 6:30.
Evening, sir.
Evening 6:30. Presently.
Yeah, okay. Okay, sir. Evening 6:30, no problem.
Okay.
Sir, what is this Bastion, sir? This protocol?
Which protocol?
RDP, okay, already you told communicate to Windows. SSD is nothing but a secure shell communicated to command related to remote area. This one, sir, Bastion, what is this BASTION?
BASH?
BAS, sir, sorry, third one, sir. Third one. Here, RDP, SSH, beside is there, no, BASTION. Yes, sir, that one.
Bastion host, this is different thing. This is to connect to something like what we can say. In the a Bastion host concept will come in virtual networking of Azure admin. So in the Bastion host means something like, so in the public and private subnets. So since we cannot directly connect to private subnet, through public subnet we are going to do connect to private subnet. So in that case we can use Bastion.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Subnet means, sir, actually.
Subnet again, that is the concept of Azure admin. It is a small part of main network, whole network.
Yeah. Really, sir, I am confused in IP address and subnet before 15 years, sir. That's why I'm asking, sir.
Before
15 days and 10 days, sir. I have not rectified the difference between both, sir.
Which one? Which one and which one?
Subnet, sir. Actually, yes, sir.
Subnet means it is a small part of a network, whole network. Suppose you have a 5-story building. Okay, so to the 5-story building you wanted to provide network connection. Okay, you can think of each story. First floor is a subnet, second floor is a subnet, third floor is a subnet, and old building complex is something like whole network. And the individual component, the individual systems like laptops and your printers and your mobile phones, each is having public IP address. So generally, if a system is having public IP address, that can be accessible via internet. So have you got my concept? 5-story building. So for a 5-story building, I want to give network connection. So you can think of a 5-story building is a whole network. So individual stories like first floor is a subnet, second floor is a subnet, third floor is a subnet. In each and every subnet, in each and every floor, you are having machines, right? Virtual machines. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I hear you, sir. Yes, sir. I hear you, sir. Yes, sir. I hear you, sir. Sir. Yes, sir. I hear you, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Here in this case, each floor is a subnet. So whole building comes under network, VNet. Individual apartments, individual floors are subnets. Did you get my point?
Yes, sir. I get your point, sir.
The total building is a network, sir. V network.
Building is network. Okay, that can be compared with VNet. That can be compared with your VNet. And the individual story, first floor is a subnet, second floor is a subnet. Like that, we can divide a major network into smaller subparts.
Okay, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay. Morning time. Okay. I told you, right? We have 2 batches. Okay, for Docker and Kubernetes, we have 2 batches. Don't worry about that. Okay, when I start Docker Kubernetes in the morning hours, I will definitely intimate you. Okay, if evening time is not possible for you, okay, definitely I will intimate you.
Sir, before going these courses, which courses required, sir, previous, sir?
Not required any course. Directly you can join in that course. In the very beginning class, I told you, right? Prerequisite is nothing. No coding is required. Just you need to know Windows basic knowledge. When you have Windows basic knowledge, directly you can join in this course.
Right now, just I'm qualified the simple graduation. That's why I'm asking, sir.
SQL?
Simple graduation. I have done some simple graduations.
Yeah,
That's
no problem. You can join. No problem. No issues. Just do you know Windows basics?
Yes, sir.
Then you can join. No coding is required. No prerequisite is required. Nothing is required for this course.
Thank you, sir.
If you know little basics of Windows, then it is enough.
Sir, basics of Windows means what, sir?
How to operate, right click, how to create a file. Okay, everyone knows Windows operating system nowadays, right? Because it is very user friendly, right?
Okay.
Okay, so with this I am stopping the session. Okay, we are going to meet on the next session. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Tomorrow session, sir. Sir, tomorrow.
Tomorrow may not. I did not decide. Okay, maybe having.
Okay, sir.
So before I start the session, let me introduce myself. So I am the trainer for Azure DevOps. My name is Shiva Kumar. Okay, I have 19 years of experience. So I started my career as Oracle DBA in the month of June 2003. For the past 7 years, I have been on Azure DevOps, okay, and AWS and Azure clouds. This is my brief introduction. Okay, so let us not waste our time. So when we speak about this course particulars, so what are the prerequisites for this course? So frankly speaking, there is no coding is required for this. No prerequisite. No coding is required. Because this is all about automation. Okay, and it is better to have Windows operating knowledge, Windows 7 or Windows 10. Okay, generally everyone is having Windows operating knowledge, right? Like moving mouse pointer, creating new files, notepad. Okay, everyone might be knowing at least basic knowledge of Windows. Okay, so this is a requirement of okay, Azure DevOps. So actually we have generic DevOps and Azure DevOps. First, we are going to discuss what is meant by DevOps actually. Okay, so once we finish DevOps flow, then we differentiate between generic DevOps and Azure DevOps. Okay, so before that, first let me discuss what are the goals of a DevOps engineer. What exactly a DevOps engineer will be doing. Okay, so the primary responsibility of a DevOps engineer is to reduce the time, okay, to release or to deliver the software. This is a primary responsibility of a DevOps engineer. How a DevOps engineer is going to reduce the time to release their software, that we are going to discuss. Okay, the second responsibility is to provide infrastructure to team members. Okay, and the third responsibility of a DevOps engineer is to reduce the costs to the company. Okay, these are the primary responsibilities, major responsibilities of a DevOps engineer. Okay, and this course is for 8 weeks duration. Okay, so as a part of Azure DevOps, we are providing Docker and Kubernetes at free of cost. Docker and Kubernetes, especially nowadays, this is very demanding because microservices are very popular nowadays. Okay, so what are the microservices also we are going to discuss with one best example. Okay, now before that, let us start the DevOps flow. So I think everyone might be knowing, whenever a new project comes to a organization, software organization, okay, so many other many other steps are performed, like requirement gathering, okay, and analysis phase, many other things are, but I don't want to discuss all those phases. Okay, so whenever a new project comes, first the developer writes the code. Developer will come into picture. Okay, he is going to write the code. No matter whatever language it may be, no matter language, okay, it can be Java, .NET, Python, Ruby, Go language, whatever it may be. Okay, first the developer will come into picture. He is going to write the code. Okay, so where exactly developer is going to write the code? He is going to write the code. Okay, let me explain in this way. I will take a diagrammatical route.